Hello, welcome to Tiger Football Wrap-Up. I'm your host, Coach Mike Zazzini. To my left is my guest host, Damani Hicks. To my far left is Dion Fuendo. This week we'll cover last week's game versus Lincoln High School, which the score was 35-0. Last week's game versus Lincoln High School was really no contest. Some of the stats for last week's game. White Plains total yards, 370. Lincoln had 67. First downs, White Plains 13, Lincoln 3. Personal yards, Dion had 268 yards. And now, to meet Dion, our star football player. Welcome, Dion, to the show. Damani, you have a question for Dion?
Yeah, versus this season and last season, how do you think the teams differed as in players and talent?
Well, I think the experience level is different a lot because this year I think on the defensive side we have a lot more experience than last year. Personally, with the defensive backs, we have a lot of experience. Everybody from defensive backs, cornerbacks, the safeties are back, 2-year starters. And defensive line, we have a lot of defensive linemen coming back. You yourself, Andy Martinez switched on and off sometimes, Collie Edwards, and Brian Noble. So we have good experience on the defensive side. And on the offensive side, we have in the backfield. We have I'm back. I'm a 3-year starter. Carl DiPietro's back. He's a 2-year starter, a great blocker. And we have a great line coming back. Andy Martinez leading the line. You yourself, Everett Kamen, Noble. So again, we have a lot of experience coming back. So that should be top priority this year, the experience. That should help us a lot.
Yeah, the team speed compared to last year. Which team is faster?
That's a tough one. I think it's tied really, because we have a lot of speed this year and we had a lot of speed last year. Personally with the backs, Thomas Newkirk is fast, as you saw in the game, and Billy Young is fast too, burning a cornerback in that pass play for the touchdown. So I think it's equally matched with the speed, because last year we had Hopka and he was fast just like Thomas is fast, and we had Mike, and so I think it's equally in speed.
Okay, Dion, let's talk about your first touchdown play. What play was that? That was the first play of the
I
game.
was really amped up to score in the first play because my mom, she's telling me I couldn't do it. So I was saying, all right, watch. So coach gave the 42. It was a 42 double blast. So I ran up the hole. That's 42 double blast is a play right up the middle. So coach gave me the ball up the middle, but I saw open green on the left side. So I just bounced out to the left side and ran my fastest, and I dove into the end zone because the defender was coming after me.
How was the field that day? Was it muddy?
The field was great. Nothing was wrong with it. There was no rocks or no.
Not your typical Yonkers field.
Nah. Nothing was wrong with the field. It was full of grass. Everything it was perfect.
Your second touchdown. Tell us about that one.
Second touchdown was a counter trade play. It was like a tricky play to trick the defenders. It was like the left guard and tackle pulled to the right side, and all I really had to do was just follow the blockers, and I didn't really have to dip anywhere. I just followed the blockers and ran straight, and I scored. I was in the end zone. So that touchdown was really easy one.
What defense was Lincoln playing?
I think they was playing the 5-4 defense, 5-4, and that was really
Coaches
easy.
have you ready for that this week?
Yeah, they had us ready for it. They had us real ready. So we just blasted them all day, kept running right up the middle.
Let's talk about your third touchdown.
Third touchdown was also a 42 double blast. I just really walked in the end zone, really, because the hole was wide open. It was big, bigger than the Grand Canyon. So I just
Somebody make a big hole for you?
Yeah, he made a big hole for me. So I got the ball, just looked around, just really walked in the end zone. It was a touchdown.
Fourth touchdown of the game to make it 28-0 was a 22-yard pass from Sean White to Billy Young. It was a very nice pass. It was on an 18 flanker fade, and it was a really nice pass to the right corner of the end zone. Billy did a good job of staying in bounds with his feet and doing a nice little celebration at the end there. Dion, early third quarter, so when you scored your 5th touchdown, I think that's the last time you were on the field, too.
Yeah, that was another 42-yard blast. And I just bounced out to the left side again because it was wide open again. So I just went right to the left side, and I just burnt out the cornerbacks and the safeties because I saw, as in the first touchdown, they were kind of slow. So I just try it again, see if I could do it again. I did.
As far as preparation for games, what does the team do?
Preparation to keep in shape so we can be ready and be in shape. We won't be tied down the whole game. We do running program. The running program consists of 12 laps each day. First we do a 1 mile lap, and the running backs have to do it in a time of 7 minutes, and the linemen have to do it in 8 minutes. Oh no, the running backs have to do it in 8 minutes, and the linemen have to do it in 9 minutes. And then we do the single lappers. We have to do 4 single lappers, and the running backs have to do it in 1 minute 30 seconds, and the linemen have to do it in 1 minute 40 seconds. We do that twice a week. And on the days we don't do the running program, we do gassers. That's running back and forth the field. It's hard. It's real hard.
Dion,
Coaches push you too.
Dion, do you feel the pressure every week knowing that teams coming out to stop you? Because you're in the paper every week.
Well, nah, I don't
Attention's on you.
really think about it like that because I have people to back me up. If they're gonna just key on me, they're wrong by doing that because we have a big deal of running backs just get the ball and run just as hard as me. As you saw, Thomas Newkirk and Billy, they was running just as hard as me. And I think it would be wrong if they just key on me, because if they just key on me, Thomas is going to keep scoring or Billy's going to keep scoring.
Well, Thomas Newkirk had 74 yards rushing, and his average was 14.8. And your average is 15.2. That's, every time you touch the ball, that's a pretty big average.
That's telling you something, that Thomas can run the ball too, just as well as I could. He's fast. He probably is faster than me. I don't know.
On this team, White Plains is traditionally known as a running team, but who are your primary receivers? Last year, it was Jason Conrad.
Well, Nathaniel Murray and Jason Young are primary receivers this year. Jason is quick. He runs track, so he's good. He runs like a 4.4, so he'll be a primary receiver. And Billy Young coming out of the backfield on special pass plays. They'll be good receivers this year.
Do you think the Lincoln game was a tough enough opponent to open up? Because usually our history, we always get a real tough opponent in the beginning, and sometimes we start off 0-1 in our history. Before you even were here, I've been here a while. But Lincoln, it seemed like it was like another tune-up, getting ready for Middletown.
It was just like a scrimmage, really, to me. Because usually I'll be banged up after the game. I wasn't really sore after the game or anything. So it was kind of easy, to tell you the truth. Not to bring Lincoln down or anything, but it was easy. I thought it would be a little bit harder than that, harder game than that. But we just played good. That's what it is. We just played excellent. No mistakes. We had 2 mistakes. The fumbles. I fumbled once, and Sean fumbled.
You think you belong back there in that punt return, Dion?
That's a hard question to ask. Well, yeah, I just made a little mistake. I could recover from that.
All right, Dion, enough about the game. Who's helped you? What's your experience been like at White Plains since you were a freshman?
Well, the football team helped me a lot from freshman all the way up. I've been playing football for the high school since I was in 8th grade. And they helped me tremendously with my discipline. If it wasn't for football, I don't know where I'd be right now. Probably, I don't know. So discipline-wise, they helped me a lot.
Football builds character. I always tell that to kids, even if they don't start or don't play. I think football definitely develops character, helps you in life. You know, if things get down, football, same thing. It's just like a football. We can practice. Things are hard, then things might get better. Things might get worse. You might lose the game, but it helps you. You always bounce back. There's always another game. Or
teach you how to be a man, really. Brings you up how to be a man. Teach you how things are in real life. That's what football really helped me.
who's helped you most in your life, Dion?
My mother, really. She raised me well, told me what not to do, told me what to do, told me just get those grades up, don't hang with the wrong crowd, I listened to her all the way, and here I am now.
She's pretty tough.
Oh yeah, she's tough.
I see her at the games, and she knows when you're not running hard.
She'll tell me.
Before we yell at you, she's already on your
Oh,
case.
she'll tell me. Like last year, after the Scarlet game, I think I had 3 touchdowns, but she could tell I wasn't running hard, and she told me after the game she wasn't happy at all. And that got me mad, and for the whole season, right before I'll get the ball, I'll think in my mind what she's saying. You're not running hard enough, and I'll just run hard every time I get the ball.
So you think of your mother and you think of what she has to say before you play each game.
Well, that was last year. This year I just run hard, do my hard. It's my last year, so I gotta do everything right. I try to do everything right in every play. Give it my all on every play.
Do you feel the pressure of being a leader on this team? Because I know sometimes in practice coaches get on you to make you become a leader because you're not too much of a vocal person.
No, I'm not loud. I'm not a loud person. And coaches, you tell me, come on, dude, be a leader. Coaches always say that. But I don't feel the pressure, really. Not really.
So you feel versus leading vocally, you have to lead by example.
You have to lead by example. You can lead by example besides being vocally. That's how I feel I am.
So what was your most valuable and most memorable experience since you've been playing football since the 8th grade for White Plains High School? What's been your most memorable experience?
Well, my JV year when we played Roosevelt, and we had an undefeated season, and that was our last game. We had to play the varsity B team, and we went over there, hyped up. Coach Mike hyped us up, and we just beat them. We just really beat them off the field. We beat them 14-0. And then we was much younger than them, much smaller in size, and we beat them, and that was our last game to make us undefeated. And then we went on the wall that season.
You've been on the wall a few times already.
Well,
What sports? Twice in football so
just
far?
twice in football, that's it.
Do you like any other sports? Do you play basketball?
No, I play basketball. I don't play on the team, though. I play it in playgrounds and stuff like that. And I'm running track this year. I ran it my sophomore year, but I didn't give it a chance last year. So I'll be running it this year, though. That was kind of good.
How do the younger kids react to you? Like talking like the 4th, 5th, 6th graders in school? Because I know a lot of kids from my neighborhood. They ask how Dion doing, how's this player doing? Because they notice you.
Oh,
They come to the game.
oh, they like look up to me like I'm a star or something. They're like, oh, you're Dion, something like that, and they makes them want to go out and play football and stuff like that. Be like their high school idols.
Well, Dion, let's get to next week's opponent. Yesterday, me and the coaching staff went up to Middletown, and we scouted Middletown. They won 21-14. They're about 280 down the line, very fast in the backfield, and they run out of the wishbone offense. They look the mirror image of us, except we probably have more speed, even on the line. Even if our linemen aren't as big, but I think our linemen are faster.
Middletown's, that's going to be a harder opponent. That's going to be our first challenge of the season. We just got to go up there and play hard from the start of the first play to the last play. Can't let up at all. No mistakes like the Lincoln game, because that'll hurt us probably.
You got to be careful when you go up there because you never know what's going to happen with the officials up there.
You never know.
We saw some shaky calls yesterday.
Those are going to be their officials, and those Section 9 officials, they'll probably be on their side the whole game, so we got to watch our mouths. We can't make any mistakes, any stupid mistakes like that. So,
how are you planning on preparing for this game? Because Billy Young didn't have too many rushing yards. Are you going to be working him more into the game? Are you what kind of preparation will you be doing?
well, we know we have to play harder than we did last week. We know we can't make the mistakes we made in the Lincoln game because we can't afford it with this team, Middletown. We know they're much better, stronger, bigger, and we just got to play hard all the way. We can't make any mistakes. We got to keep running hard, keep moving my legs. Billy has to keep moving his legs, Thomas, everybody who touched the ball. And the blockers have to keep on their blocks all the time. So we can't make any mistakes. We got to play 100% football this week.
That's a long trip up there.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys have to be ready when you come off the bus, because sometimes you get bus legs, it's called. When you come off the bus and
We're going to be cramped out when you come off the bus. We have to do it. We'll get a Coach said we're going to get up there a little bit early so we'll be able to stretch out and stuff like that. We'll be all right.
At this point in the week, this is Monday, are you mentally prepared for this game? Or when you become
I'm
prepared?
Ready. I want to play now. I want to play today. I'm ready for the game. I'm always ready for the game.
When the game's over, do you think about it? Do you start getting psyched up like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Does it come to a
It
head
comes
towards
closer
you?
and closer to the game. Like right before a game, I'll be when I'm really psyched up, ready. I'll be nervous. That's a normal thing. You're always nervous for a game, but I'll be also psyched up, ready to play.
How do you feel about defense? I know you like defense, playing both ways.
Oh, I love playing defense. Defense I love as much as offense, really. I love hitting. That's the one thing I love about football. I love the hitting. So I really love defense a lot, tremendously.
Back to the triple sessions, we have a drill called the Fear Taker. The whole team goes through it. I think that was introduced about 2 or 3 years ago. Does that drill help you? Or, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
because I know kids who don't even play football talk about that drill.
That makes you a more meaner player. It helps you a lot. It makes you hit hard. White Plains has a tradition of hitting. And that's where we get it from, the drills, the hard drills, the Fear Taker. It's the Fear Taker 2. Tell them about Fear Taker 2. Stuff like that. That makes us hit much harder.
We'll show those drills one day to you.
Exactly what is triple sessions for the people who don't know what triple sessions is?
Triple sessions is a two-week period where the football team goes through to prepare for the season. We practice from 7 in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. And when you come in, you gotta be on the track at 7 in the morning, and we gotta run a running program, which I told you what the running program was. At 7 o'clock in the morning. And then we get like a half an hour break right after the running program. And then we come out for our first morning practice, which will be offense or defense. And then we'll do that for like 2 hours, and then it'll be lunchtime. And then we'll come out for defense or offense. And then we'll have another half an hour break, and then we'll do special teams, kicking game or something like that. And then after that, we'll go to the weight room. And by that time, it'll be 5 o'clock, and then we'll be able to go home.
So basically your social life's over.
Social life is over because when you go home, you're dead tired. You just want to eat, take a shower, and hit the bed. That's what I do all the time.
Does your mom have special meals for you waiting for you to go home?
Oh, yeah. When I come home, she'll have a big meal waiting for me. She'll know I'm hungry. She'll know I'll always be hungry.
Well, Deon, thanks a lot.
All right.
And if we do Player of the Week, you'll probably be here every week. So we might have to change the criteria to get some other guys on, but I'm sure you'll be back on our show. Okay, now to the part of our former Tiger update. Last year we had a player split in called Jason Conrad. He was a great pass catcher. He walked on to Syracuse University. Coaches didn't want to give him a chance. They actually had a special coach to take the walk-ons and actually run them off the team. He was one of the few that made it, and he made the traveling team, and he's doing really well at Syracuse. Now for our JV and freshman update. Freshmen started practice last week, and it seems they have about 60 players, and we have about maybe another 50 7th and 8th graders. We have a modified B team this year, and that's going real well. As far as for our JV, which I'm the coach of, we haven't had a game yet because Lincoln didn't have a JV. Our first game was against Middletown on that Saturday. Our first game that counts. We have another scrimmage before that, and hopefully we'll do well on that. But as far as for next week, the varsity, we don't see a problem beating Middletown next week. And to close our show, here's Damani.
Next week, White Plains High School will be playing Middletown High School for a Battle of the Ages. This will be a difficult game because Middletown is one of the best teams in the state. Hope to see you next week. That's a wrap.